Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love MMA as much as I do. Okay, for Umar Nurmagomedov to beat Cory Sandhagen, it's very simple for him. And I say it's simple, it's not simple. I mean, we have seen instances where the striker does beat the grappler. You look back at 1997, Maurice Smith at the time, nobody was picking him to beat Mark Coleman. Another Buckeye I have much respect for considering who I pull for. But, back to the video. You have seen instances where the grappler cannot quite finish or gets tired, and the striker is able to pull away with a decision or get a knockout like Maurice Smith. He took advantage of Coleman getting tired. He ended up picking him apart for the last... See, they didn't have 5 rounds back then. They did overtime. They had like whatever, but it was different. You've seen Masvidal. He's primarily a striker. Ben Askren is primarily a grappler. You'd assume the grappler wins most of the time, right? Yeah, no. Knocked him out in 5 seconds. And this past year, Charles Oliveira, he fought Dariush, and Dariush was probably supposed to beat him, and I picked him to beat Oliveira with the grappling. Nope, he got knocked out. So it is possible he gets knocked out, but most of the time, the grappler usually wins just because they're able to control the pace and the place of the fight. So again, if Umar keeps it basic and is able to take down, and I say basic, I mean he's able to, if I'm Umar and I have to grapple, I'm taking Cory Sandhagen down. I'm holding him there. I'm beating him up. I'm controlling him on the ground. I'm looking for submissions. And again, I'm not saying he can or can't submit him. Cory Sandhagen has proven that he's very tough. He was literally in an armbar for 2 minutes, and the armbar was... I didn't like... Well, I cringed watching that video because of the angle in it. It reminded me of that... Not as bad as Tony Ferguson's armbar with Charles Oliveira. But still, either one, they could have tapped it. They didn't. But, for Umar, I most likely see him getting a decision. And unfortunately for fight fans, a lot like Bilal's fights, it's probably going to be a boring fight. But in MMA, you got to appreciate a guy who's looking to win and doesn't lose and refuses to lose. In Umar's case, he's never lost. So for Umar to win this fight, he needs to wrestle. He needs to take him down. And if he has to strike with him, I would put him against the cage. That way you take away Cory's flying knees. You take away his head kicks. You take away the spinning back wheel kicks and all the other crazy stuff he's capable of doing. And Umar should win that fight if it goes that way. And again, if Umar has to stand, if he has to do anything with him, keep it basic. Use the jabs. Don't go for anything big. Because if you swing big like with a head kick or a wheel kick and you miss... you're in Cory Sandhagen's world. And we all seen what Cory Sandhagen can do with just one strike. Lights out. Be careful.